Alright, I think we're good to go. Everybody's readied up. We're going to get started. And yes, Taralk, he was the host.
Medium levels of aluminum
Ooh,
found.
what is that?
Low levels of carbon
That is
found.
that is actually super
Low
tempting to
levels
just
of
found
water
on, except I
found.
haven't seen anything else
High
nearby.
levels
Okay.
of iron found.
Maybe I'm going to try something weird this game. It's going to be a weird game.
You must be a rather skilled
Colony
researcher
found.
yourself. I couldn't have found a more promising site even with all my years of experience.
Okay, there we go.
Shall we begin?
Expansive high levels
Now,
of
people might
aluminum
take
found.
these spots, which is kind of the risk of doing it this way. But I'm hoping we can push
High
through
levels
anyways.
of water found.
We don't need too much. I just want to get to that expansion as fast as possible and get some important claims down. I want to claim here. I want to claim here. And that would be fantastic. There's a little silicon over here, it looks like. Not a lot. This is probably a low silicon map, so maybe we need to concern ourselves about grabbing that as well. Thankfully, we'll be able to upgrade very quickly here.
Why? Your new design for the colony
down a
layout
mine.
is simply breathtaking. The other scientists will love the increased
Can
resources.
I get away with ignoring power for a while? Maybe not. This is a little bit weird how I'm doing it, but I'm comfortable with it because of the sheer low number of resources on this map, especially in terms of silicon. There's very, very, very little silicon. I want to secure these two tiles for sure. This is an extremely high value tile for me
Expansive colony expanded.
because it has both aluminum and carbon, so that's amazing. And then here we might just put a power source.
Expansive
Probably
colony
okay.
expanded.
And then we'll just look for an expansion. Or claim. A claim would be fantastic, but we're a ways away from that. This, do we start with a glass furnace or a silicon quarry? A silicon quarry might be better for the time being. I'm not actually sure. I'm leaning silicon quarry. We can't do it yet, obviously. Oh, that's a fantastic plot. Oh, no. Oh, man, I did not want to have to pay this for this. This game today. This game. Bradbury, why did you claim that tile? Why did you claim that tile? How does that make sense?
9,000.
That hurt to do. That was actually physically painful for me. Okay, look, Bradbury. We need to talk for a moment. Actually, you know what, stream? There might be a couple new people here who have spilled over. We have at least 23 people. I'm actually going to do some analysis instead of some ranting. Bradbury is an idiot. There's my analysis. Here's why. He took this tile right here. This tile has one aluminum on it. That's all it has. That's all it ever will have. It's not connected to his base. It's going to cost him fuel. It's not directly linked up. He has to wait for the 20 in order to get the tiles. This tile has aluminum and carbon on it. It is a strictly better tile. On top of that, it is connected to his base, not disconnected. He does not have to ship resources to his base in order to use it. There is my reasoning for why Bradbury is an idiot. Yes, I'm frustrated about it. Okay, I think we upgrade.
Why?
Expansive
Your new
colony
design for the
expanded.
colony layout is simply breathtaking. The other
Claim
scientists
those.
will love the increased resources.
Claim that. Let's go ahead and get down the carbon. Or, sorry, the silicon cores. And a little more power over here. We still have plenty of glass, by the way. That's enough glass for another whole expansion. Just worth noting. Carbon might be a bit more valuable than aluminum at this point. See, unfortunately, this tile isn't going to be useful anytime soon, right? This tile is going to be useful eventually, but not yet. Come on. Just sell more aluminum. I don't even care at this point. It's probably not a good strategy to not care, but that's where I'm at. Let me get down this last, or another solar panel. I need one more after that still. Kind of relying on the fact that I'm scientific to carry me through any power issues I might have, and my stock issues that might result from those power issues, but we'll see how it goes. Would it be good to claim even more water? It might. We could get some water over here, maybe. I'm kind of looking at slant drilling as an option in this game. A potentially very, very good one, depending. I can't afford to sell anything right now. I'm just going to have to wait for my power to come online. Hopefully it does before too terribly long. Let's keep an eye on our expansive players. Make sure they're playing honest. This one is not. This one needs to be punished. His power costs are going to be crazy. His debt's going to be going nuts. Look how fast his debt's going up. He is not playing honestly. We need to see if we can punish him for it.
Their services to the highest bidder.
3.
I've never seen such elegant use of funding. We'll have more facilities open in no time.
1,000.
Two expansives this game. Neither of them have gone into the water resources yet. This is going to make the water resources potentially extremely valuable. I don't know if silicon was the right decision yet, by the way. I just really get nervous about planting my glass that far away, especially with pirates on the way. On the other hand, the auction just happened. If I'm going to scrap this, now's the time. Like, this is definitely the time to move to glass if I want to make that transition with these particular tiles. Now, when this silicon comes in, I'll be pretty close to being able to put down another solar panel. That should be very, very useful. And then hopefully I can go ahead and, well, I may as well make these claims now. Get down this electrolysis too, right? Electrolysis may be a bit better than water. That EMP makes absolutely no sense. It's the worst EMP I've literally ever seen in my entire life. And I'll get to explaining why before too terribly long. There's a little electrolysis down already, but not much. I'm not seeing any other electrolysis, so let's get into that ourselves. One claim left. I'm thinking patent lab. That's what I'm feeling right now. Feeling the patent lab. Okay, look, here. It's finally daytime, right? These things would be on. They were off for what? Maybe 10 seconds for that EMP, and then this was off. This is going to be off for a while. This is making money. Why not just nuke it? Why not just nuke it? All right, well, that's good to know, Layla. That is good to know.
Pirates.
I am getting rid of my
I
debt
hate
now,
those
which is
filthy
good.
bandits.
Unfortunately, power's coming down quite rapidly at this point because I do have so much of it online. But maybe I can just transition this.
Expansive colony expanded.
Ah, somebody actually used the pirates on my glass afterward. Okay, well, fine then. You know what? Forget you. Done with you. It's silicon now. I wasted so much money doing that, and I don't regret a single bit of it. Well, my power got turned off again. That's wonderful. Feeling the heat just a little bit right now. Okay, that means we actually need to get to a glass purchase if we want to expand. So I need to decide if I want to expand or if I want to try and work with what I already have. I might be able to work with what I already have. Especially if I can actually get something turned on over here. This power surge is frustrating me. Yes, I'm sending silicon your way instead of glass. Deal with it, jerk. Is anybody getting into hydrolysis? Not really. It's kind of the advantage of the scientific. We get to ignore the fact that water is expensive in making our water resources. Oh no, my silicon got pirated. What will I do? Jerk. I was really hoping he'd just put the pirates down right away. That didn't happen.
3,000.
Okay, Clark, you got up a lot of debt and you're not going to burn it very easily. So that's well worth... I don't really want that tile, frankly.
1,000.
Okay. Why don't I go ahead and get down a patent lab. It's nighttime. Power should shoot up in response to it being nighttime, but I want to take a bit of a risk if I can pull it off. I want to get down some farms. Farms are very, very expensive. I need quite a bit more cash in order to actually make it happen because I don't have glass coming in at this point. But if I can make that move, it would be amazing. Slant drilling would be very, very nice this game, by the way. Kind of what I'm aiming for right now. As we can see, even though it's nighttime, power's staying fairly stable right now. So I'm really thinking it would be great to get into farms if I can manage it. It's very, very difficult. Just because of glass's ridiculous cost right now. We can see that I need like $1,000 more in order to make it happen. But we can use the electrolysis we've been making to go ahead and make this transition, make sure we have all this stuff coming in, and then all we're leaking is water and power. Power is actually on its way down, despite the fact that we are making none of it at the moment. So that's pretty great for us. That is pretty great. Silicon's price has completely tanked. Not a big surprise. A lot of people noticed it would be valuable early, so they secured it. But they're having to sell it now in order to use up their claims. We're just sending off that useless silicon. These will eventually become glass furnaces at some point. I'm thinking that slant drilling sounds amazing. I could get into water. I'd kind of rather just make everybody else's food production non-viable, or less viable. And stay in water myself, or stay in food myself, sorry. Because food's where it's at right now, let's be honest. Food's pretty crazy. But we have the best food production. by far the most profitable. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. 245 a second on food right now. So that's pretty amazing. That's definitely good for us. We're just starting to go with this patent lab. We might want a goon to go along with it before too terribly long. That would be kind of nice. Because the only way people can beat us to the patents we really want is if they blow it up. Nobody's making glass this game. Really, none of you have been trying to make glass?
4,000.
A new claim is available for auction. Bidding will begin at
5,000.
I don't even know what's going on in my chat right now, but it's probably interesting.
9,000.
Clark is just dying. I'm really concerned about my debt, which I definitely need to be.
10,000.
Okay, let Clark have it. That's fine. Let Clark have it. He can have it. Don't care. What am I sitting on for cash? 44,000-ish right now. The pirates are gone. Let's get rid of these. Back to glass furnaces. Another interesting thing to note, silicon quarries will tear through pirates faster than glass furnaces will because you gather up silicon much faster. So you're giving them a less valuable resource, you're getting rid of them quickly, and you can move back into your valuable resource. It's definitely something worth paying attention to. Okay, let's sell the food, sell the oxygen, sell the fuel. We're not looking at an upgrade. We just want to take down Clark. This is what I'm talking about. Clark got into power too late. His debt got too high. On top of that, this is a low water map. Life support's going to be extremely expensive on a low water map. Now, I'm in the same situation, but if I can get this buy done, it fixes it. Because hopefully I can get this buyout, I can get all of my production switched over into things that are good, I can clear my debt, and then I'm in a great spot with 2 people. On top of that, I get all his water production that he's already put down and spent the glass for. So I don't have to spend glass on getting that ice production down. There we go. So I managed to secure another person, secure basically all my stock. Once I'm completely secured in my stock, I will go ahead and move into paying off my debt. And that should be the game from there. Who did I take down? Senate's? Yeah, Senate does this sometimes. This is actually Senate's biggest weakness from what I have seen. Is Senate's will rack up a lot of debt. And so sometimes you can just take him down. I got underground nuked. I don't know why I got underground nuked anywhere, but fine, I guess. I'm not really looking to expand because I'd love for my glass production to be doing a little bit better. I'm just looking to secure my stock, which I think is more important than getting a goon squad on my patent lab. I'm looking to secure my stock. I'm looking to get more glass furnaces down after the expansion, but I kind of want to start on teleportation because that looks pretty nice this game for me. Given where all my stuff is, very spread out, things like that.
To the highest bidder.
We'll snap up this last little bit. We'll call that good. Unfortunately, we kind of have to fight for pirates or let our glass go. Thankfully, this looks like a glass shipment coming in. So that's 120 glass that will hopefully just get straight on through. And let us start on that teleportation upgrade. So maybe we don't even have to transition out of our glass furnaces. We could just shut them off at that point.
16.
So I'm tempted to drive this up a little ways. Just a little ways. Maybe one more. Okay. Now I let it go. And whatever gets pirated, I'm just going to turn it off. Just going to turn it off.
so.
Pirates.
Okay, my food got pirated. Bam. Done. Don't need any of that. You don't get any of it. Sell off some glass. That's a mutiny. That's fantastic. Goon. Teleportation. There you go. On top of that, these are kind of expensive in power. Well, they're making a lot of money. I'm losing a lot of money in the process of this, but I'm not giving any money to anybody else. I'm trying to keep his food production offline with things like EMPs so that food market doesn't tank on me and I can keep using it. That's kind of our goal right now. He can't EMP us as well as we can EMP him even. Simply because we are scientific. Also, that silicon price starting to get kind of high. I think one of them probably transitioned into glass. Yeah, we've got some glass production over here. We've got some electronics production. None of this really makes a whole lot of sense. But that kind of goes along with what Bradbury was doing at the start of the game, so who am I to talk about it? Let's get down this carbon. Oh, I guess my carbon got nuked out. Why? What's the point? I'm not using that for what I wanted to, which was electronics production at some point in the future. But why? Alright, I need to start seriously taking a look at my debt before too terribly long. This is getting dangerous.
The black market is online.
Teleportation's like halfway done. Can I afford to turn these back on at this? Oh, they got frozen out. They were turned off anyway. You guys are
We're
crazy.
not surprised.
Ah,
Just disappointed in
I hit the perfect tile. I took a risk. And I hit exactly the one that was wrong. Okay. Yes, Asimov. Yes. That's probably SMG, actually, just at a guess. He's playing pretty well, so that's a reasonable assumption to make, I would think. How much food is sitting here? 22, 16. I think I can turn these back on now. They should get through safely, so that's fine. Sell the glass, pay the debt. That's what I'm most concerned about right now. I got blown up. And teleportation's acquired. Pirates are useless. Look at this silicon price. Look at it just go crazy. And thankfully, we have most of the silicon on the map secured. Bradbury has the only remaining silicon. So that's going to be quite profitable for us, potentially, when we actually decide to sell. I could, in fact, I can drive that up even higher. Why don't I look at upgrading cheaply? Cheap upgrade. Upgrade the other person, because I'm not interested in Offworlds yet. I'm not there. I should check on Offworld. Offworlds are pretty good this game. Oxygen's pretty nice Offworld. That's something to keep in mind. 50% powder production. Do I care? Not really. Not really. Don't care much. So that's fine. He can have it. Whatever, Bradbury. Enjoy. Bradbury's stock's pretty low. He just doesn't have a lot of things, is what it comes down to. But what he does have is carbon and silicon. Those are starting to move up in price pretty substantially. I'm thinking we should do something about that. I got 4 more claims left to use. We can look at those as well. Why don't we go ahead and just put down a glass furnace? Why don't we put down another electrolysis reactor, which will probably be okay at some point in the future? And why don't we put down some more food? Because that sounds wonderful to me. Come on. Get over here, Bradbury. Sell some chems, because I'm not planning on shorting those. There we go. I've been making too much steel this game. I don't know what else I could have done with those tiles, but steel worked out pretty well. So happy to just kind of go with it. Start this silicon short. There we are. Sell off all the things. All of them. Asimov gets a little money out of that. That should be alright. He's sitting on a lot. He's sitting on a lot, but we're sitting on a lot more. And that's how you get him to spend it all. You scare him. You scare him, he spends all his money, even game, but you have a significant advantage. Oh man, this is weird. It's a weird game for me. I don't usually go scientific, so I've been trying to kind of work with it. I like expansive. I've been playing a lot of robotic lately because of their recent changes, but it's working out pretty well. I'm feeling virtual reality. We can take an upgrade if we want to. Probably a good idea. Oh, I have 2 patent labs. Let's take nanotech too. Forget it. And let's get a pleasure dome down. We've got a claim left. Now the question is, do I just sit on this or do I go for more? Man, these are getting expensive for him. These are getting super expensive for him. How much water do you have? Not a lot. I'm just going to start nuking all his things in retaliation. Oh, there's a little silicon down here I didn't spot. That's too bad. Oh well. Chems should still be making me a decent profit. Yeah, 69 over there on those
Our
chems.
hackers have compromised the trading servers.
That's all fine.
Price manipulation begins shortly.
And I'm thinking I would like to scrap this and turn it into some water. There's that silicon short. Now, hopefully, SMG tries to buy into this. Hopefully. And then we just tank it so fast that he loses a significant amount of money in the matter. Alright, there we go. Silicon's back down to absolutely nothing. Let's try glass short now. We have a lot of that too. Why not? How much money are we sitting on at the moment? 340-ish thousand. We have enough.
The black market is
Short did it.
online.
Something I need to get better at is thinking about what my actual goal is. I usually don't do it until the game's gotten completely out of hand, thinking, how much money exactly do I need? I just kind of keep playing to make sure that I keep having income, whereas I need to get better at making those pushes at the right moments for money. Something I'm good at in the early game, but not in the late game. All right, let's take a look at resources and see exactly what happened that game. Sinitz, I think, just died to debt for the most part. He had to auto-purchase too many things. He never made any money because everybody went into all the same markets. So nobody could make any money except for me because I had electrolysis down. I had electrolysis down from the start. That was huge. That was key. Sinitz, he just couldn't make money. He had to buy a bunch of glass. Look at his glass purchasing. That's insane. That's just him trying to stay alive to keep expanding and then stay alive to get down some water that he can sell. And that kind of worked out well for him. He made a lot on the water, but glass got too expensive for him. He never made any money on steel, only 13K. That's really, really low. He made a little on silicon, but on silicon, right? Like not a lot on iron, not a lot on aluminum, and having to purchase all this glass really hurt too hard because nobody was making glass that game. This is our Bradbury player. He made a lot of mistakes, and then he sold some glass and made some money, and that's pretty much sums him up. He had to auto-purchase a lot of things. He got into power at a reasonable time, but he had to auto-purchase a lot of food still. That really hurt him. Like, the price on food was just hurting everybody this game. That wasn't myself because I had my food online most of the time. And then he made some glass, which was a good call on his part. Glass is definitely what people should have been in a bit more of that game. Then SMG never made any glass, had to buy a whole bunch of glass, sold a bunch of food. He was the other one who managed to get into that food market, and man, did he commit to it hard. And then he lucked out on the EMP, which was very, very sad. We made a lot on food, but we had a lot more diversity. He was committed entirely to food. Our half number of food tiles made 60% of what he made, so our food was maybe a little bit more efficient in how we managed to use it that game. And then we just transitioned appropriately, made a bunch on silicon, made a bunch on chems, made a bunch on glass, and that was the game. I also auto-purchased more than anybody else, but that shouldn't be a surprise, given that I ran on no power for a significant period of time. Plus, I was frequently selling food as soon as it came in, so I had to buy food back up. But that was basically just ensuring that I wasn't eating up my own food stores, and instead I was adding more to my debt because I could manage that this game. And if you can do it, you always would rather add more to your debt than actually pay money, because only thing debt hurts is your stock price. And if you're not afraid of getting bought out, you don't have to care.